Hello.
We're on. Hello.
Welcome to another episode. So we did not record last week because it snowed here.
Yeah, and it was actually real snow, not like that crunchy grocery store produce aisle ice like we had last year.
We had more snow though last year here. How much snow did you get where you are?
I think I got more snow this year than last year.
How did you get? Like
2 inches?
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think we got an inch this
Really?
year. Yeah, here.
What's up, everybody? If you're on, say something in the chat so we know it's recording properly.
Hello.
Takes me a while to get going, but
Did we post it?
did you post it?
You said I didn't need to post it in the Discord. You said, are you going to be on
When
your
the
phone?
hell did I say that?
I said-
I have never said that.
You said, are you going to be on your phone? I said, no, but do you need me to post it in the Discord? And you said,
No,
no.
because you're texting on your phone while everyone else is working, making the money. You're texting on your phone.
Jen, would you mind posting it to the
Absolutely.
Discord?
Jesus Christ, no wonder no one's here.
It's okay. We'll give it a moment. We did get a little bit of snow. I had to go grocery shopping first thing that morning because, mayhem was to ensue on Sunday since it snowed overnight. There were a lot of text messages from the Charleston, weather service. Were you getting all those texts? It was like,
No.
Do not leave, do not get on the roads. It is still icy.
Martin's here.
Hey, Martin. What's up?
boy.
Lauren. What's
Lauren
up,
and
Shram? Martin. Good to see y'all. So as we said, it was snowing last week, and that is why we decided to skip out so that Jen would not get stranded and be on the icy, dangerous roads. So we are back this week. We will also be recording next week, right? That's the plan.
Yep.
Hey, balls. So we'll be doing 2 weekends in a row, and then we will not be recording the following 2 weekends. Mm-hmm. So Jen's family is in town the weekend after. Mine is in town the week after that. So we will have to do a belated birthday celebration for John.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's my birthday. I'm turning 32.
Wow.
Plus 8.
Younger than me.
I guess we'll get started because Jen's got to leave here at 4:30. This is a 2-parter. So if you're listening to this, man, what's that show that doesn't show it's going to do 2 parts and drives us crazy? I've learned to do that. I've learned to say,
King of the Hill?
Was it? No. This is a 2-parter. And so if you listen to this now, the other episode isn't going to be out till later this week. Just to let you know. But for you guys on the video, we're going to do them straight through. Boom, boom. So you're going to get everything. And this is a crazy case. You'll probably know what it is when you hear it, but you probably won't know all the details. And I don't know. It was really hard to put together. I'll tell you that. It's a lot of moving pieces.
Oh, I like that.
Lauren also turns 40 this year. So you're not alone, John. Knew that there was a prop.
Oh, is it a sailor hat? No, it's a nurse's hat. It's
Let's see. How does this thing work?
No, it's a collar.
No, I think it's a nurse's hat.
It's a nurse's hat. See if you can fit it. Put it on.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like this.
This is complex.
I expect y'all to wear that the whole episode because I need to get in the mindset here.
Are you going to wear it the whole episode?
No, I'm the killer. I'm not the nurse.
You're the killer. What? Are these really how the nurses' hats were? This is intense. I can barely get this thing on.
I doubt they're like that now. I think nurses just wear bandanas. Do we have any nurses out there?
They just wear bandanas.
Not like
little caps.
tie-dye shit.
Like in the Todd and Scrubs.
Yeah.
Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
I'm bringing it back.
I was wondering how many episodes it would be.
Did he not do it when we first got back here?
No, he didn't.
Oh shit, who put those 5-hour energies there? That's not passive aggressive at all.
Cheers.
It's actually really funny. I appreciate that.
Fuck me in the puss.
Sorry, Nicole.
So at the time, this was kind of run down. What was going on in the 60s in Chicago and all over the world, or all over the United States at least?
Civil rights movement.
Very awesome. You guys are smart. Yeah, there was race riot. Yeah, this is it. There was race riots like crazy. Yeah, this is actually the place. Oh shit, it's still there. That's nuts.
Wow.
So this is where we're going to tonight. It was 2319. I mean, it might be. I'll show you a photo.
2319. Isn't that from Monsters Inc.?
Oh, you know what? I wonder if this was it at one point, and then they tore it down and put this little thing there.
Oh, because there is little vacant. It looks like a vacant lot right
Dude,
next to
there
it.
was definitely what was here. There was definitely another building there.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. Y'all heard it first. I'm the first one that's covering this story ever. No one's covered this. Y'all have never heard
Sounds
this.
doubtful if you've had 100 requests for this. I don't know. But, like, why not? Let's just go with the hyperbole. It's fine.
It was the morning, July 14th, 1966. Chicago was in the midst of a race riot like you ain't never seen. You've never seen it before. Dawn breaks over Jeffrey Manor on Chicago's southeast side. Tree-lined streets, pastel green townhouses, quiet neighborhood where bicycle theft is the biggest crime they've seen. The race riots is no joke. Like, the cops were spread thin at this point. For anything. They couldn't do anything. They were spread so thin. And actually, this is a good photo right here. So this is the exact place we're going to, and they did tear it down. You could tell. It looks like the same one I just showed you, but this is 2319. So they just tore it down and put a little house there. But you see there's an arrow. This is from, I don't know, some newspaper. There's an arrow pointing to the window. The window looks broken. There's a bunch of people sitting outside, and you see a nurse right there too. So this is obviously a nurse story about nurses, you know.
In some way, shape, or form, I take it, since we're wearing these hats.
I can't believe y'all don't know what this story
Give
is.
them a minute, but I don't want them to tell. Like, would I have heard of it?
Did you bring that whiskey up here or anything? We don't have
No.
any shooters up here?
No, you
We
have
just
your
took
beer.
a shot.
Just took a shot. What are you, my freaking AA sponsor? Because if you were, you'd be getting hammered with
Do
me.
you want me to go get you something?
Do we got any Fireball?
No.
Maybe next week I'll bring some
Not
more.
allowed in the house anymore.
Dawn breaks over Jeffrey Manor's Chicago southeast side. This house I just showed you is a little townhouse rented out by the local hospital. They rented out for their nurses. They had 24 nurses that stayed in and out of these townhouses. This is 6 a.m. in the morning. People are getting up. They're going to work, and they hear a blood-curdling scream. It is amplified because the screamer is outside of the window where I just showed you on this photo. You see the screamer had broken said window right there where the arrow is, climbed out on the ledge. Now, this person lived there, so she could easily just went down the stairs, so keep that in mind. But there's a reason she didn't want to. But she's now out on the ledge, and she is screaming her lungs out. Her 23-year-old lungs have never produced so much air. Her voice echoes down the street. They're all dead. All my friends are dead. Oh God, I'm the only one alive. Just screaming over and over and manic. I remember. Hashtag I remember. Never forget. Remember 9/11?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That fucking fake ass shit. I'm
Maybe.
scared. So at this point, neighbors stumble out in their bathrobes. They're frozen in horror. They're just everywhere. Like neighbors in the town. The townhouses were a lot of different people, not just nurses. But this specific townhouse to the left was just nurses. But the other people, they may have been doctors. They may have been, just day workers, whatever. Everyone's now outside of the house looking at this woman screaming, "All my friends are dead," at 6 a.m. in the morning. She is hysterical. Her name is Corazon Amaral. She's a 23-year-old Filipino exchange nurse. Hysterical. Blood is on her hands. She is just screaming. Now she's like wiping it on her face. She's holding her mouth open. Police arrive. 2 veteran Chicago homicides detectives, Jack Walinda and his partner. They bring this screaming woman down off the ledge. She refused to go in the house, back through the house, because she would have to go she's on the second floor. She's on the second floor, so she would go back in the house, go down the stairs, then come out the front door. Completely refused. She would not do it. They had to get her down. She was just uncontrollable. And at this point, everybody in the neighborhood, kids going to school are stopping their bikes to see what's going on. Reporters are showing up like crazy. They have an active crime scene, and it is chaotic. Jack Walinda and his partner, they help her down, and she's still sobbing. Now she's hyperventilating. The EMS is called. He killed them. He killed them all, one by one. All my friends. The detectives exchange glances at each other. One of them says, "One by one? What's going on?" They approach this townhouse, 2319 East 100th Street. The door is already pushed ajar, but they push it open. Am I going too fast here? I feel like I just jumped into this shit.
No,
No,
we're
you're good.
in it.
Oh.
Go for it.
Are you calling her? No, she's not Spanish. She's Filipino. But
Yeah, it sounded like corazon means heart,
corazon.
right?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. But she's
that
Filipino.
means heart in Spanish.
So there are 3 Filipino exchange nurses in this townhouse.
So was there because you said it was a lot of nurses and doctors that lived in this area. I'm assuming there was like a hospital around the corner.
Yeah, there was a hospital. It was Chicago's south. I have it here somewhere in my notes. I'll get to it. Who owned the...
Okay.
They didn't own the property. They just rented it out. So most of the people that lived in the condo were associated with that hospital.
Okay.
Or
They're like walking to work, basically.
Yeah,
Makes sense,
it was a block and a half from the hospital.
Okay.
So these...
Gotta love that commute.
Yeah.
None of the women there, they're all nurses that live in this townhouse. None of them had a car. They just walked to work every day. And they were nurses, but it seemed like they were kind of like nurses in training. What do they call that when, like, not an internship, but I don't know if they have
residency?
Residencies or something like that.
It's like, I don't know if that's called the same thing for a nurse, but sounds about right.
All right. So at this time, the veteran homicide detectives, they go into the door, they push it open, and immediately they smell that July heat mixed with that smell, or that metallic smell of blood and death, mixing with that July heat in South Side Chicago. On the living room, they first walk in, they knew this was not going to be their favorite day, because as soon as they walk in, the couch, the little futon thing, this is what they see. If you want to describe this.
There is a body, we're only seeing the legs, basically, which are bare, face down on a sofa.
So there is a sofa, and on said sofa, there is a nude body of a woman. They don't know how mutilated she is. They quickly realize why she's face down, and she is nude completely. Her hands are bound behind her back, and she has been strangled. Now, they don't stop there. Okay, they don't stop there. You know why? Because they see blood prints going up the stairs, and this woman has been strangled. Not much blood. There shouldn't be blood boot prints going up the stairs.
Boots. Okay.
All right.
Boots.
There's a lot of photos, crime scene photos out. I got a couple that are hard to find, so be sure to watch the video. But this is one here. It's black and white, but if you look at the floor, you can definitely see discoloration. That's the blood
and on
there.
the bedspread.
On the beds, the bedspread is soaked with blood.
And on the chair.
The chair soaked with blood. So tell me, I told you that there were nurses that lived in here. This is a massacre. A massacre. You want to take a guess how many nurses lived in here?
5.
12.
They turn on the lights, and they're now walking upstairs. Okay, they're walking upstairs, and the stairs are carpet. So they hear this sound, and this is documented. This is what they said. The reporter that was on the scene for the local station, this is his exact words. This is how he was describing it, and he was kind of hysterical too, describing it. He was walking up the stairs, that carpet stairs, and he specifically said, "Squish, squish, squish."
Ooh.
So how much blood was there to make a squish sound in carpet
That's a lot.
beyond me.
I automatically think of when my carpets flooded last year. Like,
that was a lot of water.
yeah.
So that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Here we have one of the bedrooms here. Again,
Wow.
The blood is incredible.
Wow.
Incredibly soaked in blood. Everything from everywhere.
It's gotta be a lot for it to like pool like that too. Like, it's not just in the carpet, it's on the carpet, and blood is not something that is just gonna stay.
It is like
it seeps.
It's already been absorbed fully and is sitting on top too.
The puddle.
Yeah.
Like the band Puddle of Mud, but it's Puddle of Blood.
Puddle of Mud. Was that a good band? I couldn't tell.
They had a one-hit wonder.
Yeah. She fucking hates me.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I tore my heart until I had none.
And then I put her in a wood chipper. No.
That's like
Probably about where it's
a
going.
sadistic Weird Al parody.
Which serial killer did put his girlfriend in a wood chipper?
Oh, I forget. We covered it though.
Well, hell yeah. I've covered 6 million episodes.
Cannot remember.
Also, did you know that the song Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen, since we were talking about him earlier, was actually about Charlie Starkweather?
Did not know that.
The song was originally going to be titled Starkweather, but he changed it to Nebraska.
So we covered that episode, but I never released it. It's on the Patreon.
What episode?
Charlie Starkweather.
Oh.
And do you remember his girlfriend's name?
Was it Julie?
I can't remember. I remember her last name. It was like Fuse Guy latte or some shit.
He
I
was
don't remember
redheaded, though. I remember that.
I don't remember it. Yeah, he was like a little James Dean.
Yes,
wannabe.
and like he like took the girlfriend. She went with him, and they killed her parents.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, like with a shotgun.
That was literally.
Wow, I
the
really
beginning.
don't remember this.
Yeah, that was super long ago.
It was like in our first year.
Wow.
Hey,
She said they had the flu or something. Someone had the flu.
The James Dean thing sounds familiar.
They killed the parents, and then they went on the run.
Lauren says he pulled a Fargo.
I've not seen that movie, actually.
The wood chipper one.
I've seen that like when I was 10. That's got
Buscemi.
and John Candy, right? No, that's Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
No, that's Steve Martin and John Candy.
Yes.
Oh,
Steve Buscemi is
really? Well, then have I not seen Fargo?
I haven't seen it.
I know it's something up north, right? They're in Canada.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Or South Dakota.
We're going to get more into everything in this crime scene. Trust me. All right. Trust me. We're going there. We going there. Okay. We going there. But as for now, let me just run through it. First body, hallway, throat slashed. East bedroom, 3 more bodies.
So we're up to 4 bodies?
There's a photo where it shows a nurse's body laying on top of another nurse's body. Like they're thrown on like dominoes or something.
Jeez.
Like a sandwich.
West bedroom, 3 more bodies.
7.
Blood on the walls, floors. The bed sheets are torn apart. Someone initially cut them and then they ripped them. Why would they do that? Why would they rip bed sheets up? That's weird.
Maybe to use as like a strangling device.
Yeah, or to bind their hands.
Oh.
They did both.
Oh.
8 young women nurses systematically executed in this home, which we're going to get to in gruesome detail. But one detective later said it was, quote, the most gruesome carnage I had ever seen. I mean, a detective, they see this. These are Chicago detectives. They see homicides like crazy.
They see a lot of shit.
There was probably
nowadays they do.
Literally in Chicago, especially then in the civil rights movement, there was probably like at least 2,000 homicides a year that they covered. They seen all kinds of shit. These detectives literally, they'd see this and then they would put in their retirement. That's how bad this was.
Yeah.
The coroner arrives, surveys the scene, and we'll go through his autopsy reports later. He actually is sitting there and he's on camera. The news gets him. He's just disheveled. And not only that, but the lawyers involved in this case, is I don't want to play any of the videos because I don't want YouTube to get, but if you watch I'll link them. If you watch the videos, one of the lawyers breaks down in hysterics, like crying on camera, cannot compose himself. The coroner arrives at the scene, removes his hat, and looks at the camera and says, "This is the crime of the century." The century. That's how many years? That's 50 years, Jen, right?
It's 100, but it's okay.
Close enough.
But if it's 66, then it's already more than halfway into the century. So I guess you can declare something like that.
So,
like for right now, you couldn't really do that because it's only 2026.
I mean, unless you're referring to the last 100 years instead of the, you know what I mean? Like within the last 100 years instead of.
This is her right here. Filipino exchange student, 23 years old. She's over here. And she's doing her nursing degree through the exchange program. She shared her bedroom with 2 other nurses, Patricia Matusek and Murtita Gargulia. She's also Filipino. So there were 3 Filipino women, and they did get along with everyone. Everyone got along. They were best friends, pretty much. All right. This is what happened. We started this story at 6 a.m. the next morning. We're going back to 10:30 p.m. July 13th. This is 1966 in that same house.
This is the day before?
This is the night it's happening.
Night it's happening.
10:30 p.m.
So was Corazon, was she working a night shift?
No, that's a good question. So she's the only survivor.
Right.
So there were 9 people in that house. Somehow she survived, which is insane.
So she was there during the whole thing.
She was there during the entire thing.
Ooh.
The entire thing. And her testimony was horrid to listen to. Because of what she saw. She didn't see anything, but like what she's heard. And remember, she's only been here for a month. So 10:30 p.m. July 13th, we're going through the eyes of this Filipino exchange student right now. Corazon and her 2 roommates finished their shift at South Chicago Community Hospital. They return home. They're exhausted. It is 10:30 p.m. All they want to do is go to bed because tomorrow at 6 a.m., they got to wake up for their shift at 7:30. So they got to be up and they got to get things going. If this was one guy that killed 8 exchange students, how would that even happen? happen. We're going to get into that. We're going to go step by step.
They're all exchange students, or they're just all nurses?
They're all nurses, but 8 women. How did that even happen? If you really think about it, it sounds impossible. But do you remember Ted Bundy? Do you remember when he went to Florida? And
sorority house?
And he went to the sorority house. I can't remember how many he killed, but it was boom, 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 boom.
It's also a little Idaho stabbing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Oh, yeah. Idaho stabbing. Yeah. So to answer your question, Lauren, this is a townhome, 2 floors, separate rooms. Now, the question we got to ask is, how could one man, if it was one man, how could he control the situation? You know, how is that possible?
Right.
Because if he had a gun, let's say it's a revolver, it's got 6 shots. He could successfully maybe kill 6. I don't know.
Did you say how we got in?
Yeah, so I was going to ask.
We're going through right now.
Okay.
This is 10:30 p.m. July 13th. This is the day. This is 8 hours before we started, when Corazon was on the balcony screaming her lungs out, saying that everyone is dead. I'm the only survivor. This is 8 hours prior.
And I asked Nicole, I said, was she working a night shift? But John said that she was there the whole time. She's the only person that survived out of 8 out of 9. And she was the 9.
Okay.
They finished their shift at South Chicago Community College Hospital. They return home exhausted. They're getting ready for bed. Nightgowns, they're brushing their teeth, they're winding down. I have a photo of what life is like as one of these nurses, and it seems pretty cool. I mean, think about it. She's coming from the Philippines. This is what she's wanted to do all of her life. So she is definitely living the dream. You can see her there. Aww. And you see in her hand, she's reading a book about nursing. She's got her pink slippers on. She's in a lower bunk bed. She speaks English perfectly, but you know, there still is a little bit of language barrier there.
Yeah, that is a very common second language in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's why if you hire someone, you should hire people from the Philippines instead of India, because the language, they cost the same, but you get the language.
We're just gonna slide on
Future John. Future John. Cut that.
No, that is fucking what people do.
I don't.
Okay,
It is.
whatever, dude.
Can we not?
Not that I know. Okay. Nightgowns, brushing teeth, winding down. There are 3 other nurses already at home in the back bedroom. Valentina Pazon, 23. She's from the Philippines. Nina Jo Schmel, 24. She's from Wheaton, Illinois. Pamela Wilkening, 20, from Lansing, Illinois. Everyone's from different places. No one knows each other prior, but they're all good friends. And they're all making it happen. There's 8. There's 8 nurses that live in this townhome. 1 was just collateral damage, which we're going to talk about.
Got it.
Now, this is, like I said, this is the night before, 6 hours, 8 hours before we visited her screaming on the balcony. It is 11 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. There's a knock on the door. It's not like when she described it, it was a knock like, oh, I forgot my key.
Candygram.
What?
Pizza. Do they have pizza delivery back then? Probably.
I don't know, but I was
Definitely
quoting Saturday Night Live, the land shark scenes. That's what you know the scene where the guys dress up like the shark and then they go candygram, and it's like a guy in the
I
shark.
have not seen that in a long time.
Between 11 and 11:30, a knock at the door. It was a knock like, who forgot their key? Because these are all single nurses, and some of them are dating. Some of them aren't even home yet when this guy knocks at the door. They're coming in from dates, from the night on the town, whatever. But it's soft at first. It's polite. It's a nice knock. It's polite. Not aggressive, not alarming. Can you read page 18? So the book we're reading tonight, as I said, if you've heard this story before, most likely it is based on a book which I didn't read, but it's called The Crime of the Century. It's kind of the tell-all version of this story. I decided to go with a book that the psychiatrist written about the killer as he befriended him. And so I wanted to do a different take on it. All the details are there. It's just going to be more of a psychology inserted into this case. So the book is called Born to Raise Hell. And if you're on right now, if you can tell me why he would name it Born to Raise Hell, I'll take a shot for you and tell you that you're hot.
Should not have gotten you that
I
moonshine.
know, I shouldn't have done that. But the book is by the psychologist Dr. Saforin.
I opened the door, Miss Amaro said in her statement, and a man was standing there. The first thing I noticed about him was the strong smell of alcohol.
This is going to be really important. Not just any alcohol. Rot gut whiskey, which we didn't have. But we did drink whiskey for a surprise shot.
We did. He brought back the themed drink.
Sort of. You didn't tell anyone it was whiskey, did you? Did you tell?
She did.
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
It was bourbon whiskey.
Those are two different
Am
things.
I-
No, it's not. No, it's not. Bourbon is whiskey.
Yes.
But it's
Bourbon is not whiskey.
Yes,
Bourbon
it
is its own
is.
thing.
No, listen. Bourbon is its own. Bourbon is whiskey, but it is soaked in the oak barrels, which
So it's not. It's not whiskey. It's bourbon.
Oh my God. Whiskey.
That's like saying vodka is bourbon, but
No, it's
without
not.
the freaking.
No, it's not. No, it's like saying
Scotch, bourbon are all types of whiskey.
It's the same thing as saying that gin. It would be like saying gin is vodka, but it has the essence of juniper. So it's the same spirit. It's just
You
a
only
type
know
of the
that from the
spirit.
guy that did that episode with
Yes,
us.
I do know that from that. It's a fun fact of mine,
Babe.
actually.
Are you going to be spicy?
I'm not. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be goddamn spice.
It's okay. We have aged. We are good. We're fine. I will say though,
Age, is that a knock and I'm 40 years old?
You're not 40 yet, number one. Number two, I'm saying we have matured, and so I don't really
matured.
take
So you
what
think my
he's
balls are
saying.
sagging so low that I'm matured?
I'm guessing it's called Born to Raise Hell because he thinks that he is the Antichrist and he is going to like open the gates to hell.
So you think it's a he
Probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's one guy?
Yeah, that's what I guess.
So you guys talk to me on chat. Everyone talk to me on chat. I need some
Correct,
feedback.
Lauren. Bourbon is whiskey, but whiskey isn't bourbon.
I mean, it's not always bourbon.
Correct.
Oh, Martin, what's up, dude?
He's been here.
Martin, dude,
Baby.
you request that Martin, you request all the craziest cases. Dude, you must watch so much true crime, it's not even funny. Like if I was to be in a trivia with you, I would want you as my teammate.
For true crime trivia?
No doubt about it. Yeah. All right. This man knocking at 10:30 at night, mid-20s, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, fair hair. This guy, look, he has a baby face. The sketch artist, which became recognized for this case because it's spot on, and I'll show you the sketch, but the sketch that he did, and it's crazy seeing the sketch. You wouldn't think about this, but the main focus of the sketch was his soft eyes, and then you see the sketch and you see what he's talking about. The eyes of this man, and if this is a psychopath or a sociopath with soft eyes like this, game over.
Why? Because people think that they could trust him.
They could trust him. Now we're going back to, well, how did he kill 8 nurses? One man knocks on the door. He is trusted immediately. And the thing was, as I'll show you his photo later, very soft eyes, very innocent.
Even though he smelled like bourbon, like specifically smelled like whiskey, like there was a strong sense of whiskey.
Very strong.
They didn't think that was I guess you can't ask them, but like they didn't think that was concerning. Thank you.
Oh, they definitely thought it was concerning because he didn't knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, you won't believe this. My car. No. He knocks on the door, produces a handgun immediately in the door. Extremely fast paced in the door, taking control of the situation. Okay. Now he has no idea, maybe, depending on who you ask, because you can't ask this guy way too far. He has no idea who's in the house.
He just
Especially not 8 people, right? And there weren't 8 people yet. There was only 6. 3 are going to come in later.
Okay. I was gonna ask when you said, like, when you referenced Ted Bundy there, if like this was
I can't remember how Ted Bundy did it. So Ted Bundy, if you guys don't remember, he escaped from court. I remember he was fasting and he went through like the ventilation system and then he ran. He escaped from court because
didn't he jump out the window?
It's something like that. Anyway, he goes down to Florida and I can't remember the specifics, but he killed definitely 5 or more random college students in Florida. And that was in their townhouse. And that was just one after the other. So the case actually has reminiscence of a lot of other cases. You're going to see some Edmund Kemper in here. You're going to see some other issues. You know, you're going to see some Ted Bundy, obviously, with this case.
Right, but this happened before Bundy, so I was wondering if Bundy used this as as an inspiration. Okay.
Yeah,
Lauren, I was not trying to victim blame it. I was just asking.
What do you mean?
Lauren said, "Don't victim blame."
What'd you say?
I think I asked, like, wouldn't they think that was suspicious? Why would they let him in if they smell like whiskey?
Good point. Yeah, Yeah, Lauren.
I wasn't trying to victim blame. I was just asking. Maybe they wanted to like care for him. I wasn't sure how he came into the house.
Yeah.
So like I was thinking if they're nurses and he smells like whiskey, were they thinking maybe like, oh, he needs care? Or like I was just wondering how he got into the house. I was not trying to victim blame.
It's real easy for us, hindsight 2020, after this happened, to be like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that?
Right.
But at the time, they're nurses. They know they could see someone in trouble. They wanted to help.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the same thing with doctors. They take the vow to do no harm. Right. So like I was just curious.
All right. So and I was going to ask later too, like, what would you do in this situation, or what would you think you do?
Well, if he brandishes a gun right away, I don't know what I would do. I guess I would try to comply.
Anyway, all right. A man knocks at the door. We got to get moving on this thing. A man knocks at the door, soft at first, almost polite, non-aggressive, non-alarming. Opens up, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, black jacket, black trousers, dark shoes, small gun in his right hand, knife in his left, soft eyes, innocent face. The kind of person you'd pass on the street without even a second thought. Now, he wasn't the prettiest boy, so you're probably not going to give a second glance, but you wouldn't think that he's going to be, staring at your ass walking by or anything. He's not a creep. All right. He smells of alcohol, and I didn't see this anywhere, but I really wanted to. The amount of alcohol in this individual was excessive, and it will become a part of the defense to a point where I felt like the detectives walking in could smell the alcohol because of how much this particular person drinks. It is his essence
It comes out of your pores.
To kind of foreshadow a little bit. It is his only remedy for headaches. His speech is slightly slurred, but he's young. He's 25-year-old guy. It's slurred, but as in someone that knows how to handle his whiskey. Corazon is the one that answers the door. She cracks the door open, but he forces his way in. Can you read the next line on 18?
He told her, "I'm not going to hurt you. I'm only going to tie you up. I need your money to go to New Orleans."
I'm not going to hurt you. I need your money. I'm going to New Orleans. I'm in trouble with the law. I just need your money. What do you got? The gun, that's a formality. I mean, the gun's not even that scary. Now, not the victim blame too, because, for women, guns are real scary, but this is a very pewter gun, very small caliber, 22. It is extremely cheaply made. It's a German-made a German-made revolver, 6-shooter. It very cheaply made, misfires a lot. It's the Rome RG-14, double action, 6-shot. Do you know what double action is, Jen? It's cost $30 in 1966, about $200 today, known as the Saturday Night Special. Very cheap. Cheaply made gun, the handle would break on you.
That would be a good episode title. Saturday Night Special.
The episode title is Born to Raise Hell, which is the perfect title for this episode.
Correct. Okay. Sorry.
The knife in his left hand, 6-inch hunting blade, far more terrifying. You saw this little snub-nosed pistol. That's going to scare you. You're a female. You're going to be scared shitless. Okay. And that is normal for you. Okay. The knife, though, was a little more scary, I would say. Let me show you a photo of the knife. Well, it's a 6-inch blade, fixed blade. Oh, here it is right here.
Tram says micro pistol.
This, too, is a big boy knife. You see someone brandishing that, you're not going to...
I would be more afraid of that knife than that gun, I think. I mean, that knife looks bigger than the gun.
Exactly.
Do they have it in comparison to each other?
No, but the gun is extremely small. It's like it's cheap shit.
I feel like that gun is more of like a self-defense gun that maybe a woman would carry.
It's in your purse,
So, At this point,
purse gun.
At this point, I do want to go into the psychology of compliance about what you, the listener, would do. Put yourself in that situation and be honest with yourself. You see someone, you answer the door, he forces his way in, he has a gun. You know there's 6 other women in there with you. What would you do? If you scream, you definitely risk getting shot because he is obviously intoxicated and you risk getting your friend shot. However, what would you do? Just think about that for a second. Just asking the question. Also, Also, you got to keep in mind, all the nurses here, they're all going to bed. They've brushed their teeth. They're in their nights. They're going to bed. You know, they're not in running shoes. They're in flip-flops. You saw the one lady on the bed. She was wearing fuzzy flip-flops. It ain't like she's running downtown. So a man breaks in, and this is what this is your new reality here. Also, the psychology is, okay, yeah, I could take him. Maybe I could rush him or, scream for help. But do you really want the responsibility if you piss him off and then he kills your friends? Do you really want that, Plus, not only that, let's add in his really calm demeanor. The gun is just something stupid I found. It's just a small gun. Listen, I'm going to New Orleans. It's not even my fault. Like, my ex-wife, she's doing this thing with the law. Like, I just got to get to New Orleans. I start over. What money do you have? I just need your money. The gun is, don't even worry about that. With someone with a face like that you can trust, a 25-year-old that doesn't look like he's going to do anything wrong, very soft-spoken, almost dumb.
Yeah, but he's got weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's still...
Exactly.
If he was trying to be like in a as friendly as you can be demeanor, he's not going to be carrying a weapon. You know what I mean?
But he was in a very friendly demeanor. So it's either he is faking or he's serious. It's either he's like, this is a serious guy, or he's a complete sociopath and he knows that that's the only way to disarm your emotions from doing anything stupid.
But the fact that he is brandishing a weapon and trying to like act nice like that is odd. Someone could knock on the door and say like, hey, do you have any money? And not show a weapon.
Right.
And force himself inside.
Until you and again, John said he didn't know that he was going into a house full of nurses. He just forced himself inside the house. But like, I wouldn't, like, if I were the killer, I would probably try to go off of my soft-spokenness and then use a weapon if I couldn't get what I wanted to establish trust
first. So it kind of
and
makes it seem like the money wasn't really what he wanted after all.
Right.
Yeah. The money that he did get the money.
He also got 8 lives too.
Yep.
$23.
Wow.
That's his sum total.
Wow.
Which is equal to what, like $150 now?
That's how much the nurses had. They all pitched in. They gave him everything they had. $23 is what they produced. $23.
And they were probably willing to give it to him too.
Yeah, they were.
Get him out. Yeah, if that's what he wants.
They were.
Like some crazy drunk.
They were. But it's so stupid, but I gotta... You guys just lay down on the floor. Just lay down on the floor. I'm just trying to calm the situation down before I go out to New Orleans. It's not a big deal. Lay down on the floor and then we'll do this. Now, keep in mind, there's only 6 people in the house now. There's going to be 3 others that come later.
And it's interesting. I wonder, like, if before, and we haven't found out yet, but if money really was the motive, like maybe he took the $23. They all gave him what he had. He told him to lay down on the floor. Was anything else taken from the house? Did he try to take any other valuables where they're like, I mean, it was a community dorm, but what, like, were any silverware or anything? Was there any other item taken from the house, or do you just get the $23 and kill him and go?
I saw in one report that he ransacked it, but they didn't have anything. There was nothing of noted value. At this point, they're all lying on the ground.
Tramp says born to fundraise.
They're all laying on the ground. And then you hear they're face down. You hear the ripping of bed sheets. So he has a knife. He's ripping the bed sheets. He cuts a little bit and then he's ripping them in strips. He's trying to make binding mechanisms for their ankles and hands. The hands go behind the back. The ankles get tied. And if you want to make a sound, you're getting a knot right in your mouth. You're getting a knotted up piece of bed sheet in your mouth. Okay, rip, rip, rip. The only sound in the room. There are some sobbing sounds because most of the girls now are crying and sobbing, but that's it. They're watching him doe-eyed do this. He uses the knife to clean the edges of the strips. He binds their wrists, their ankles. Now he's sweating. He's fumbling. He is muttering to himself. He's misspeaking. You can tell that he's not very educated. He is losing control of the situation. Why? Because there are a lot of women that he's trying to control. Just like this story. It was really hard to put the story together because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people here and it is just happening too fast. You know, I put a story like Richard Ramirez, one of my favorite stories. a dream putting that together. I could focus on one murder, go through all the details. This is just so much. It gives me anxiety. I can only imagine how much anxiety he's getting.
This would be an interesting either movie or like limited series where you could do different perspectives from each like victim and also from the killer too.
Well, the victim's dead.
I understand that, but like you can build a story about like the background of each person and like what was happening when they came into the house and like, so FX, if you want to collaborate.
Yeah. From Ryan Green's Townhouse Massacre book, the only sound in the room was the tearing of cloth as he sliced the sheets into strips. Even the sobbing had stopped as they all watched him doe-eyed and waiting to see what was going to happen next. I can't have you, and he's got a southern drawl. It's kind of a little deep, but I'm going to try it.
You don't have to try too hard.
I can't have you all running around and getting the police the minute I leave, so I'm just going to have to tie you up. Don't worry, I'll be gentle with you. Kind of stuff.
The police.
This is 11:30 now. We have these women tied up on the floor. At 11:30, we have Gloria Jean Davy arriving at the house. Has no idea what is going on. 22-year-old from Dyer, Indiana. Just returned from a date with her boyfriend. Looks on the inside. The boyfriend's like, the lights are on. Everything's fine. They've been on dates before. Not his fault. He's dropped her off there. He's too, I don't know, not nice, but he's too good-hearted to want to force that kiss at the door. So he's just going to watch her walk in, make sure she's in safe, and then she's safe. Just like always. This is her, 22-year-old. Do you notice how her hat is on her head?
Yes.
On the very back.
And you notice how your hat is on your head, Jen?
Yes.
Backwards.
It's the same. I'm telling you, they used bobby pins back then to hang that up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's fallen when I put mine up.
This is, I just want you guys to know, and I know that you all who are watching this currently live know that this is intentional, but this is just, I think, a better fashion choice.
Is that comfortable?
Yeah.
Why have it? It serves no purpose.
I don't know.
Mine's
why.
comfortable.
I guess there's just a fashion thing. There's really no reason to have it.
Identification.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nurse type of
Well,
thing.
I mean, if you have your hair, can you go back to that picture of the last victim, please?
How did you know this was the last victim?
I mean, the last victim that you talked about.
Been watching true crime.
The last victim that you talked about. Yeah, well, yeah, so they had to have bobby pins. So my point is invalid because I was going to say maybe they had their hair back so that the hat was keeping the hairs from going into their patient's stuff.
All the hairspray is doing that one.
True.
I want to say I was a little taken aback when I saw the ages of these women. They really do look older than they are due to the time period. They were very conservative. They had the poofy hair, the makeup. She is 21 years old, but I swear, look at her one more time. Does she not look older? And I'm not saying
no,
like
that's
just how it was.
Just how it was, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? She looks like maybe she's 35 at least.
I would say like, yeah, early 30s.
Yeah,
But
mature.
she's 21.
She looks very mature.
Yeah, but that's how it
22,
was.
excuse me.
Think about the Golden Girls.
Weren't they only in their 50s?
They were supposed to be. They were in their 50s, and they looked like they were like in their 70s in today's.
Yes, 100%.
So
Gloria Jean Davy, 11:30 p.m. She opens the door, immediately greeted by this guy with a gun, and her life just changed there. She's especially special in this case.
were the other victims already on the floor tied up when she came in?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Gloria, she actually came. Oh, excuse me. So she comes in at 11:30. The other victims were tied up. So you have 6 victims tied up at this point on the floor in the same room. She comes in and he hears her coming through the door. So he rushes there, immediately herds her to the bedroom where the other girls are. She just returned from a date with her boyfriend. Lights were on inside. She opens the door. The man with the soft eyes intercepts her immediately with a gun. No time to scream, but she is immediately herded to that bedroom. Okay. Suzanne Ferris, 21 from Chicago, also living in the townhouse, comes in a little bit later, about 30 minutes later. Her and her friend, Marianne Jordan. Marianne Jordan's not even a resident. She's just walking her friend to the door. Marianne, they had been besties because Susan was engaged to Marianne's brother, Philip, and they had their wedding planned for spring of 1967. Let me show you these two ladies right quick. This is, here is Marianne. Sorry, it's kind of spreading out a little bit. That's Marianne. And then this would be Suzanne right here. Besties. They come in together. Now they're sort of drunk. This is going to become extremely important to this man, but they are sort of drunk. They were having fun. They come in right after, so now you have 7 tied up. Now they come in. They kind of barrel in because they're a little intoxicated. It's 11:30 going on midnight. Susan Ferris, 21 from Chicago. She's living at the townhouse. Marianne Jordan, 20, not even a resident, just walking her friend to the door. Marianne insisted on walking Suzanne home for safety, which is ironic because the unsafe part is in the house.
In the house, yep.
The two had been out together, movie, dinner, innocent night out. And as I said, Suzanne was engaged to Marianne's brother and yada, yada. She's just at the wrong place, wrong time. All right, moving on. At this point, we have 9 people taken to the bedroom. I'm going to go through them really quick. They're 9 nurses. Corazon Amaral, 23. She is the one that's screaming, the survivor. She sees everything.
Right.
Do you guys want to know how she survived?
Yeah.
Take a guess.
She played dead.
Oh, good guess.
That's a good guess, but no. So she got extremely lucky, but there's 9 people in the house. This guy is dumb as a not even
Did
rock.
he lose count?
Did she hide under the bed?
A box of rocks is smarter than this guy. The psychiatrist that we read this book from asked him, "Hey, what is 10 minus? I have 10 apples. I take 7 away. How many do I got?
3.
8.
That's what he so he lost count of how many women he.
Corazon Amaral, 23 from Philippines.
Wow.
Patricia Matusek, 20 from Chicago. Merlita Gorgulia, 23 from Philippines. Valentina Pazon, 23 from Philippines. Nina Jo Schmel, 24 from Wheaton, Illinois. Pamela Wilkening, 20 from Lansing, Illinois. Gloria Jean Davy, 22 from Dyer, Indiana. Suzanne Ferris, 21, Chicago. Marianne Jordan, 20 of Chicago. All right. At this point, you have 7 on the floor. I kind of misspoke. Right before the last 2 came in, he began his ritual.
Oh.
The ritual was to take one of the girls, starting with Pamela Wilkening, 20 of Lansing, Illinois. He takes one of the girls and he leaves her out of the bedroom. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But
he leaves her in the bedroom?
After the other girls come, he leaves her in the bedroom. After the other girls come in, so now you have 7 on the floor tied up.
Okay. Because he had 6 and then he brought her and then the other 2 came in.
Exactly. I just didn't want to mess that up because I know how people are. I was like, you misspoke this.
No. I'm just doing the math myself, actually.
More bed sheets to rip, more stress, more paranoia. There's a lot going on. He is blitzed out of his mind. Not only is he drunk, but he's on barbiturates. He's high. He's got the zoomies. He's fucked out of his fucking gourd. And he is trying to control the situation, which he is now in. And he's got all these girls. He's sweating, breathing heavy, losing control. The overlapping, whimpering, breathing, and sensory overload is causing him to literally go out of it. All right.
I do have a question, though. I know that you mentioned he didn't know what he was walking into, like as far as knowing that he was walking into a house full of these nurses. But do we know, and maybe this is going too far ahead and you can tell me, but like, do we know if he would have done something like this if it was like a family of 4 or like a single man or like, you know what I mean? Like, was he going to...
or if he walked into a bunch of dudes living together.
Like, was he going to, like, attack and kill people regardless of the situation? Or he took advantage of the fact that it was a house inhabited by women?
That's a very good question. So when I do these stories, I kind of try to, like, make it very suspenseful. I bury the lead a lot, which constantly gets me in trouble.
You can tell me to just fuck off if I was too soon, honestly.
But what I want to introduce a factor in this story that will change change things a little bit, right? I want to introduce a factor that, because I said he walked into this house, and maybe he didn't know who was in there. Let's say he did know who was in there. Okay, let's say this guy had very ill intent to begin with.
Okay.
Let's say do you know what a Madonna whore complex is? So the Madonna whore complex was postulated by Sigmund Freud. Let's say he has that. A woman is either a Madonna, not like the singer Madonna.
No, I know, like Mary, the Madonna.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the woman is either a saint
or a sinner
or a
whore.
Or a whore. Let's say he has that. Let's say he knew what he was walking into. Okay.
But
let's say all this is a sham.
Wait, but I have a question on that Madonna whore complex.
No, I'm going to get to that later. But I'm saying, like,
it was more so to clarify what you had said.
But at this point, you got to keep in mind he is losing control, but he's still falsifying hope that he's just there for money and everyone's going to be safe. Everyone's going to be safe. No one's going to be harmed. He is just tying people up.
That's what he told the ladies.
He's just telling them that. But let's say that he had really ill intent. He knew who was in there. He knew what he was doing, and he knew that he wanted to kill. Okay. Let's just say that. All right. So yes, he's saying he wants money for New Orleans, but let's say he had no intent of going there whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm going to read a little quote from Ryan Green book. This is going to foreshadow for the next episode, but this is to show you how, because if you were just there trying to control the situation, let's say I was in that situation, I would fucking run. Most people would run because we're not there for ill intent. Let's say I just wanted money. I would fucking book it.
Yeah.
But he's not. He is not
just there for money.
So let me read a quote from Ryan Green, what he writes in his book. He was, quote, he was tired of the tyranny of whores. They could lift up their skirts and make any man go weak. He wasn't going to go sniffing around their skirts and begging them for what he wanted anymore. He was strong. They were weak. Whores would give him what he wanted, but he would cut up their pretty fucking faces.
Damn.
Jesus.
I added the word fucking in there in the book, but still.
Insert explicative.
I mean, I also just want to add real quick. I don't know if we're about to cut to the next episode or not, but I like, you also have to think this is such an interesting story because we're talking about it 60 years later, but in the time of the 1960s, this is really before the cause of feminism became popular and women felt empowered. So like, if he came into a house of 8 women now, like, I don't think that this story would end the same way. Yeah. And I think because women feel more empowered, and I think that women, like, back in the 60s knew their role. And I think that, and I am not victim blaming. I am just saying, like, I don't think it would end the same way because it's...
And half of them would be dudes. That's fucked up. Is the transitioning thing.
Men can be nurses too. But I just feel like if he came into the house, I feel like back then, like, they're like, oh, he's just coming for money. Like, the world...
I don't think anyone, period, is as trusting nowadays
as they were
either.
Right. I think the worldview is much more different. I think like back then it was, you had much more positive view of people and you weren't suspicious of their motives because there has been a lot of bad that has happened from the time of the 1960s to today. So like someone commented, like, I wouldn't open the door for anyone during the daytime.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and even like when my doorbell rings, I like look through my little camera and I'm like, why is anyone ringing my doorbell?
If it's the package guy that needs a signature, they can just leave it at the door. I'll yell my name through the window for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's also like their friends who always forget their keys. And it's like every night they got to open the door for them.
Yeah. They're not suspecting of.
All right. Let's get through this. So one by one, he's got all the nurses on the floor. One by one, he's removing each one. Pamela Wilkin was first. In the courtroom, after they did catch this guy, to put it in perspective, and this is nuts. Okay. It reminds me of that show Squid Games.
I never watched that.
In the court, the FBI constructed an accurate mini-scale townhome of the model of the townhouse. Mini-scale model of the townhouse. Mm-hmm. And they had 9 wooden blocks to represent each of the victims. And they went through one by one, and just think about it. Every time they did another victim, they would take a block and remove it.
Oh.
Which puts it into real perspective, because they did that on Squid Games too. Like, if you watch that show.
Didn't.
What do other people hear in this house? You have these women. They're tied up. They're bound. They're face down. Some of them had gags in their mouth. They are whimpering. They can't hear much over their own whimpering. Initially, nothing. He takes one out of the room. He takes Wilkening out of the room. Initially, you hear nothing. 20 minutes goes by. Eerie silence for several minutes. Then muffled sounds, possibly struggling or pleading. Some accounts, which you'll hear later in the second episode, suggest they heard, and by they, I meant she, the survivor, heard a soft thud or gasp, especially the word, and she's Filipino, so she's not from here, so her language is a little different. She heard the word ah, and that was the ending silence, ah. The routine's the same. One victim goes out, eerie silence, the word ah, and then the sink.
Oh, no.
The sink in the bathroom adjacent to the bedroom turns on. Why would the sink turns on?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
After the first victim, Wilkening,
Does he wash his hands?
was left in the room alone. This man's demeanor changed a little bit. He's more agitated. He's breathing heavier. He's now using the bed sheets to wipe his hands, and it seems like there's some blood on his hands. What's that red stuff that is caking the blood? The bed sheets. They hear the sink washroom being used. Now this goes on. One block gets removed from the room. Second block gets removed from the room. Third block gets removed from the room. Around 12:30 to 1 a.m., this is when he had finished binding the last arrivals. He surveys the room. There's 9 bound women on the floor, some crying softly, others frozen. He points to Pamela Wilkening, 20, says something like, very softly, "You come with me," and then he assures the others, "Don't worry, everybody. I just want to talk to her. That's all. I just want to talk to her alone. Nothing bad. I just want to talk to her for a minute."
Nobody's coming back.
Pamela stands, hands bound, ankles tied. She has to shuffle to the other room. She's being led out with the handgun. The door closes behind him. What others heard at the time? Initially, nothing. Silence, like I said. Then muffled sound, soft thud, a gasp. The room goes from hopeful silence to quiet terror. Some girls begin crying harder. Others freeze completely. They glance at each other. What should we do? Should we scream? Should we fight? Should we run? But they're bound up. They can't even move. Corazon later testified, this was the moment that she knew that she, along with the others, were going to die. The phrase, quote, "I won't hurt you," from what he said, now rings as a sick joke. It was a lie. They're starting to understand that. Okay, what do you guys think?
Already effed up.
It's messed up.
When he comes back in the room for the next girl, he doesn't explain himself. He doesn't acknowledge what happened. He simply points to the next girl. The girl gets up. The girl shuffles to the next room, one by one. Systematic execution has begun.
Oh, I don't like that term.
Isolated from the group, he is now successfully controlling the situation because there's less and less people. This continues for 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
Into the night. I want to end this episode. We're going to get into everything in a minute with the second episode. And for you guys online, if you guys want to stay with us, but I found this photo and I think this is a perfect summation for what we're going to talk about, because we're going to get into everything. Like, who is this guy? You're probably asking so many questions in your mind. This photo really spoke to me. This is the bed that is adjacent to the window, which the only survivor crawled out. If you want to see this photo.
Oh, the one but we saw the arrow before, and that's the point of view from the window.
But you see there the nurse's hat laying on the bed.
Oh, and there's blood on it.
There's blood on it, as you see at the bottom. And this shows right now why Corazon didn't want to go downstairs or anywhere, because in every room there's a body. And she went out. She was going to go downstairs and run out the front door. Every room there's a body of her friends who took her in. She's an immigrant. She's only been here a month. These women have shown her everything. Like, can you imagine how scared it is moving to a country you don't know, never been in, to pursue something that you really believe in, and then these women just show you nothing but love and respect, and then you go and you see the lifelessness. No one would want to go downstairs. No. Obviously, she went out the window.
Yeah.
But the fact that she left her hat there is, I think this photo is really powerful.
Yeah. I need to take this off now. I don't deserve to wear that hat.
Seriously? All right. Anyway, we're going to be back. We're going to do a second episode for you guys. So just stay with us. Give us like 15 minutes and we should be wrapping this up by the time you leave. But give us 15 minutes. We'll be right back. But for you guys that are on podcast, for our podcast listeners, thank you so much for listening. The next episode will be out in a couple of days. I want to say, if you want to see all of our live streams, we are posting the previous live streams for the public. They're all publicly listed, but you got to join as a free member on Patreon. You don't have to pay a dime. Just join as a free member. You can see all the episodes we've ever done on video. That's your treat. If you want to support us, support Jen, because the money goes to her and her car and stuff like that, go to patreon.com/talkmurder or talkmurder.com and take you to Patreon. And for $7 a month, you can watch us on live stream. Talk to us. This is the only time you're going to get to talk to me. You can request cases on here. This is how you, if you want to talk to me, this is how you do it. If you want to talk to any of us, this is how you do it. And we're on here every other Saturday and we're doing these episodes. So go to Patreon. I'm not trying to force you guys or make you feel bad, but if you guys want to be here, then
that's the only way.
We'd love it. We'd actually love it because this doesn't make a ton of money, which doesn't matter anyway.
And we love connecting with you.
Yeah.
Like the community that we've built, anyone that you come into contact with, that if in the future you join, like they will welcome you in with open arms. And we love our tacos. So join.
And if you guys don't know already who we're doing, this is the episode. This is the case of Richard Speck, Born to Raise Hell. Literally one of the most requested cases that I've gotten. So we'll be right back with that. So stay tuned.
Kind of run this shit.